Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10. Hello, I'm M&T. I got the recipe. I got the flow. I got the remedy. I know they do. I know they envy me. Feet on the floor. What they gonna say now? We came along from last place. Bottom to top of the fast pace. Out of this surf, I get touchdown. I take a loss, get it back.
I'm so much better than last time. You have no idea. You're listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole, and welcome to our Baltimore Ravens recap show. Joining me is Bowie TV's Ravens beat reporter Carita Parks. Carita is also founder of Double Take Sports. What's good, Carita?
What's up?
All right.
You know, just doing good. What I do.
I know you, and you're doing it well, buddy. You're doing it well. All right. On Sunday, the Ravens failed to the Texans, the Houston Texans, 44-10. Before we dive into that game, we got to knock out some logistics. You can check out our website, which is the urbansportscene.com. You can subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Make sure you subscribe to the Urban Sports Scene and Bowie TV YouTube channels. Just hit that red subscribe button. Also, like this video. If you're in the chat, we accept super chats. Super chats help us support the show. The super chats will be prioritized over all comments in the chat. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene. And also follow our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. You can also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Just search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, let's get right into it. Before we get into the actual game, Carita, we're going to display Carita's rundown about what happened on Sunday, because Jesus Christ, that's all I'm going to say. I don't need to add on any more to that. Just Jesus Christ.
This is Carita Parks with Bowie TV at M&T Bank Stadium. The Baltimore Ravens return home against the Houston Texans. This was really a must-win game, just like I felt the Chiefs game was, especially with the Ravens at 1-3. They have now dropped to 1-4 with a 44-10 loss to the Texans. This was really all Houston the entire day. The Ravens had a lot of key players out on defense, and it showed. But offensively, with Lamar Jackson out, Cooper Rush wasn't able to do much either with the weapons that he had. After the game, Coach Harbaugh said that he was overall disappointed.
I thought we would play better. I thought we would tackle better. I thought we would just play our run defense better than we did. It was not up to standard. I mean, we had good enough players out there to play a lot better than we did. It's just disappointing.
I thought last week was a game where the Ravens had to do some soul searching, but this one is really a game where they have to, as they all said, look at themselves in the mirror. The Texans was a team that, even with backups, they should have been able to get by, especially being that they have to face the Rams next week. Isaiah likely said at this point they got to try to be 1-0, but they do have to do some reflecting.
Man, trying to be 1-0 next week. I mean, obviously learn from the mistakes that we did this week, understanding, what we got to clean up, what we got to get better, have a real heart-to-heart with everybody, and even with yourself in the mirror. And I feel like, just getting ready for the Rams.
Like we've seen all year from the Ravens defense, they had a tough time stopping the Texans. And yes, there were backups, but this has been a theme all season. It just really showed up today. Afterwards, Coach Harbaugh was asked if he was going to make any changes to the defensive staff, particularly Zach Orr, and he said he doesn't think that is the answer. They need to stick together. Jair Alexander, he doesn't really have words for what's going on defensively, but he said he looks at film and sees the ways that they can get better.
I can't point it out, man. I watch the film every week, man, and I see, instances where we can be better, honestly. So, I mean, it just points back to ourselves.
Despite the rough start, running back Derrick Henry still feels like this team has time to turn it around.
Everybody comes to work and tentative and want to get the job done. Like the translate Sunday, it's just not. But I believe it will. And we just gotta keep fighting. and keep showing up, keep believing in one another, hold each other accountable, and I believe it'll turn around. Thank you.
At this point, it remains to be seen if they could do that. They still had trouble getting their run game going. They just have to hope that they can get a win next week against a tough Rams team, because they need to go into the bye week with some momentum. This is Carita Parks. That has been your Ravens Rundown. Be sure to follow us on all your social media platforms at Bowie TV Sports.
Great work as always, Carita. But yeah, speaking of like this team lost, had so many guys down. The Ravens came into the game extremely short-handed defensively with players like Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey out. From your perspective, how much did those injuries alter the game plan and the overall energy of the team?
I mean, maybe it impacted energy, but you did end up having a lot of rookies and backups out there. And, I was hoping that maybe that they would have a bit more hunger, but I think the moment might have just been too big. Teddy Buchanan, the rookie linebacker, he had the green dot, so he was the one communicating plays. You have Malachi communicating plays in the secondary. So it was a lot on the rookies, but at the same time, I feel like you have to rise to the occasion. The Texans are a team that I feel, even shorthanded, they should have been able to just get that win at the very least. The fact that they weren't able to do that with what they had, I mean, it's still overall disappointing. And to me, yes, the defense had injuries. They couldn't stop nobody on the Texans. Like, they couldn't stop nobody. But I may have been even more disappointed in the offense.
Yeah, I get it. No, I understand, because they messed up. I mean, they were missing so many weapons on the defense and important pieces, and to your point, they weren't playing well prior to that anyway. So you're gonna miss your best guns going into that game. They took the Texans took advantage of it. I was, to your point, like, I was disappointed in the offense, but I was more like, all right, you were missing so many valuable players. I get losing. I can understand losing, but it's the way they got dominated is the thing that kind of stands out to me. It's like, you can't get dominated like that against the Texans.
And that, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is also what stood out to me. It just felt like there was no fight in this team. And personally, Coach Harbaugh did say he didn't see anything wrong with the play calling, but on both sides of the ball, I didn't see like just that I'm pull all the stop signs to win this game. I didn't even see that from a play calling perspective personally. Granted, there's only so much you can do when you have a backup quarterback, but that's why I was hoping to see some creativity, some just putting it all out on the line. Game won, and it just felt like from my perspective, it felt like the energy and the fight just wasn't there.
Yeah, and it doesn't really match like Ravens football for years in the past. Like, just watching this team from a distance years in the past, it seemed like it was always like the next man up mentality, and they always played well. That's like the Ravens culture, especially defensively. I can say that much. I've always felt like it didn't matter who they plugged in. Like, it would be, for example, Ray Lewis would go down. They would have like Ed Hartwell come in, and he would look not like Ray, but like a poor man's Ray Lewis. Like, it would always be somebody coming up off the bench to like help out. If there was an injury going down, somebody would come up and they rise to the occasion. It didn't happen like that on Sunday. That's why it questions is like that Ravens mystique, especially on the defensive side of football. Has it disappeared?
I mean, at the moment.
I love your honesty. Go ahead.
I don't know if it's disappeared altogether.
Yeah.
But right now, they're not a team that scares. They're not scaring anybody defensively. Let's focus on defense, because, like you said, this has been a team known for its defense. But I don't think anyone's scared of them right now defensively. And their theme is play like a Raven, because they're known for their physicality. And I'm just not seeing that right now. I just feel like everyone still seems, I don't know if I want to say confused, but just out of sorts, not on the same page, or maybe teams are just really exploiting their weaknesses, but they just are not clicking right now.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. What's going on, Big Magic? How you doing, man? Appreciate you, my guy. So speaking of Lamar, with Lamar being sidelined, looks like Lamar's gonna miss another game. I think it looks like he's supposed to be missing the Rams game. Is that the word you're getting?
They're not being too clear on that right now. I don't know if if he's injured, I don't know if it's the best idea to bring him back for the Rams game to try to get that win. They need that win.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like it's better to just hold him out until the bye week.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he would have had, I think at that point, like 3 weeks of getting his hamstring together and then try to get him back going the second half of the season.
Yeah, it seems like I think they should, like, it's wild, right? Because you can tell they definitely need him. They definitely need him.
It's crazy how much, I mean, with any starting quarterback going down, the teams are way different. But it's just amazing how you see the importance of Lamar Jackson when
he's out.
He's injured.
Yeah. So people see it now, so they can stop putting out the hate. So with all that, right? Cooper Rush threw 3 interceptions, something we saw in the preseason a little bit, right? What stood out to you about the offensive execution or lack thereof in this matchup?
I think what is interesting to me when you look at the first couple games of the season, they go out, they drive very well on their very first drive. They score. It's just a really good drive. And then it just doesn't return to that. We saw that with Lamar. We're seeing that with Cooper Rush. I mean, I was surprised that with having the starters on offense, that he was still unable to really move the ball down the field. Two of those interceptions, I can't say they were totally his fault. One was a tip off of Mark Andrews' hands. Then the other one was Rashad Bateman slowing down on his route.
Okay.
So those 2 interceptions, he had a little help from his teammates. But overall, he just was not able to move the ball down the field. The run game got shut down yet again.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a reflection of, clearly it's a reflection of the offensive line not being able to open up holes.
Yeah.
And teams are really, I think, focused on shutting down Derrick Henry.
Of course, they're
not making up for it anywhere else on offense.
I agree. I think anytime you saw it, they were putting like 8, 9 in the box. So they were, like, to your point, they were trying to take away Derrick Henry, and typically with those off, in my opinion, with the Ravens weapons and Flowers, Bateman, Hopkins. I think Hopkins had a couple big catches too.
Yeah, big catch. And Zay Flowers had I think a 50-something yard catch. So there were some highlights, you know, but just not enough.
Not enough. Exactly. Wasn't enough. But to your point, like, you should have had this. I feel like when you seen the Texans game plan, like, if Cooper Rush is ready for the moment, or ready for the moment to play at a high level, or high enough level for a backup, you're getting one-on-one with those dudes, because to your point, they were trying to take away Derrick Henry, so they weren't gonna let Derrick Henry beat them. It got to, it's like, so you would have loved for it to happen early, because obviously once you're down, because they were down 24-3 going into the half. You need, like, from that point on, the run is pretty much gone. Let's be honest with you. You can't really run like you want to. So you would want for Cooper Rush to and this offense to take advantage of that stuff kind of early, because now you're one-dimensional. So
yeah, and we saw that play out.
Yes,
for
sure. So after the blowout loss, which was one of the worst home losses in franchise history, how do you see the leaders in the locker room responding this week emotionally?
I mean, I think that they're responding the best that they can, right? It's kind of like if they had answers, then it would be playing out on the field, right? But I think it was huge for the defense to at least get Kyle Van Noy back. He's one of the leaders on the field, a vocal leader. Everybody's talking about holding themselves accountable and looking in the mirror and those kind of things. You could tell that definitely losing this game was another shock to them. You know, I do feel like, I know fans like are upset, get upset and things, but I do feel like that they go out feeling like they're going to win.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And now when it's like continuously not happening, I think they are a little bit at a loss. No one has the answer right now. You know, they're saying pretty much the same things that they've been saying the past 2 weeks or so. However, from my perspective, I did hear a lot more. I tweeted out like the theme that I was hearing a lot was, we got to look ourselves in the mirror. And so it seems like they're just at this place where it's like, all right, we got to dig deep, real deep.
Do you feel like, all right, so I saw that the question was in your rundown, the question about Zach Orr was put out there about change or whatever. But I'm not singling him out, because I feel like that's what happened on Sunday wasn't all on him. It was a team effort. But do you feel like Coach Harbaugh, is there a drastic move that you feel like is going to happen soon, or is it more like they're just going to kind of look each other in the mirror and just see if they can improve over that alone?
I truthfully cannot call it, if I'm being honest with you. You know, Coach Harbaugh says this is the time to stick together. This is not the time to make a drastic move. He obviously isn't going to give away things in the media, but he has been very careful and pretty intentional in not criticizing Zach Orr publicly.
Yeah.
I haven't heard him criticize him whatsoever. Everything he says is in support of him. He is a young defensive coordinator, and maybe Coach Harbaugh knows, like, he's young. I gave him like a big opportunity, so perhaps he's not willing to give up on him yet. But they may need to do what they did last year. Perhaps they don't have to tell us or the public, but they might need to bring in someone that's like a stronger voice to help guide him or them, not even just him, but everybody seems like they need some guidance right now.
Yeah, it's everybody. I mean, I'm not going to put, I don't want to put what happened yesterday on him.
Correct.
Because it's not fair. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, like you said, it was all three phases. And Harbaugh did say after the game, he was like, we did not play well in any phase. On you know, all three phases just did not play well.
And to be fair to him, I feel like it's hard. One, your defense hasn't been the best right now. But it's hard to showcase what you can do if you're getting better if everybody's out. Like it's hard for me to like kind of criticize
major players out, like
major.
Marlon, Roquan. I think there was hope that Kyle Hamilton would play, but when Kyle Hamilton was inactive, I mean, at least when you have those guys out, he's still kind of a glue to hold the defense together, particularly the secondary. But to not even have him, like, that was a huge blow before the game. So, and then Jair, Coach Harbaugh said he's still not 100%, but he thought he did okay. They played him, and I think Jair told one of the reporters he felt like he was like a third or fourth string corner. He's like, I'm not used to coming into the game like so late.
I was going to ask you that, actually. I was going to ask you what was his usage. I was going to ask you that, but he wasn't.
Yeah, I was surprised with him being activated that they had some of the rookies playing over him.
Yeah, because those dudes, I mean, no disrespect to those rookies, but they were getting torched.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I feel like Jair could have went in earlier, or at least you could have put him in the game to be a veteran presence.
That's the point. That's why I'm looking. That's my point. I felt like the rookies, you put those, and it's no knock on those guys, those rookies. I think it's hard when you're going against the Houston Texans squad and CJ. It's hard to go against a CJ Stroud, who isn't getting rushed in the pocket, who getting a lot of time in the pocket. And then also you're going against Nico Collins, who's one of the better receivers in the game, and you're putting on rookies against them. You're putting rookies against him. Mm-hmm. I feel like you're better off. Even 80% of I feel like Alexander is probably better than the rookie. No knock on the rookies. It's probably at this point in time in their careers.
He has NFL experience.
Yeah, and all pro experience. All pro experience. Yeah.
True. And he might be coming back from an injury, but you held him out like these past 4 weeks or so. So you can't tell me that he wasn't at least capable of being out there in a larger capacity than what he was.
Yeah, something. That's all I'm saying. Like, I feel like when you're looking at the situation, he could have got he should have got a lot of burn. He should have started. Like, this is a game where when everyone's out, you need to your point, Carita, you need some veteran presence like you do. And like I said, he can't be any worse. 44 to 10. He can't be any worse.
No, so I'm not really sure what the thought process is when it comes to him anymore. Like it's starting to
think it's personal.
Feel like there's a more that I don't know.
Okay, I think there's like a personal issue.
It's possible. A personal issue, but I just don't know what their thought process is. But we don't get specifics on that either, right?
Yeah. It's a good. It's a well-run organization. You shouldn't. But I'm going to ask you your opinion, your personal opinion, not even what they're planning to do, but if you had to look in the situation and just thinking of a change, any change, what would it be? Because the Ravens right now are 1-4. No one thought they would be 1-4, and we know they missing Lamar, and they're not gonna get Lamar back. And I don't think they get Lamar back till after the bye. To be real with you, personally, what can they do right now? They're playing a tough Rams team. The Rams have a good defense too. So what could they do going to this Rams game? We're gonna talk about this in the pregame, but for you, I just want to get like a broad thing, like. What can they really do?
Well, I don't know how much more personnel they have left.
Exactly.
But Coach Harbaugh did say everything's on the table with personnel. And I do think that he might need to really take a step back and make changes where changes are due. Like offensive line, if guys are not playing up to par, you're going to have to do some switching out. And I know you want to have a certain level of respect for guys who have been starters, but you're shorthanded. So I just think that I don't at the moment feel like he's going to make any changes coaching wise.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying.
And personally, I do understand where he's coming from. I don't know if I think it's a good idea to fire anyone, but all the heat has been on Zach Orr. I don't think that that's the answer, because then somebody else has to step in and you got to get used to what their changes are, how they run the defense. And then also like emotionally, no matter what, it's a change.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So nobody has time to go through like the process that they would have to go through to get used to someone else, and even to face the fact that someone was gone or fired. But he may need to bring in some additional strategist called Dean Pease was a strategist.
Yes.
I need to bring in some additional strategists across the board, because it just sounds like some fresh ideas are necessary. And then really take a look at the personnel and don't care about nobody's feelings at this point. Like something has got to change. I don't personally, he did say they might get some guys back this week.
Okay.
But I don't personally think that all those rookies in the secondary is going to work again. The Rams. So you might have to start Jair. They just signed, to the practice squad. CJ. He was with
CJ Gardner. Yeah, CJ Gardner.
Yes.
He's a good safety. I mean, he's a quality safety.
So, you just got to do.
They made a trade too, right?
Excuse me? The Ravens traded Odafe Owe?
They're Owe? That's what they traded?
That's what it looks like.
Oh, they did? Oh, it was? Hold on. Was it Owe? I saw a trade. No, they did trade somebody. I saw a trade. Yeah, they did to the Chargers for the safety for Gilman. That he's like their best DN, right? Or second to Cal. It's interesting.
Oh, I was. Ooh.
Oh, wow. They did. I saw. You know what? I saw Ravens got Gilman, and I just thought I stopped there. I didn't know that. I thought they just gave up a draft pick. I didn't know they gave up a player. Oh, edge. Okay. Is Mike Green gonna play more now?
Huh?
Is Mike Green gonna play more now?
Mike Green has been playing.
I mean, is he playing more? Is he gonna start in that position? Do you think he would start? Oh, I know he's playing. But you think he's gonna start?
I don't know if he's been playing well enough to start.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
But listen.
Yeah.
They made some moves today, so they were not playing when they said.
They are making changes.
He said everything's on the table when it comes to personnel.
Okay.
So,
interesting.
Trading Odafe Owe is pretty major.
Yeah, pretty. That's yeah, hello. Dang. So I mean. But don't they need that's crazy? He's one of the better pass rushers. What kind of message does that send?
But he hasn't been
as good as he was last year.
This year so far, not too much he hasn't done too much from in my opinion. So far this year, he might have 1 or 2 sacks. But their secondary is beat up. Yeah.
Lonely Therapy says we need to address the offensive line. Do you agree?
Yes. Because holes are not opening up for Derrick Henry. From what I could tell, the offensive line is getting dominated, especially when you play like teams like the Lions and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, listen, at this point, they need to do what they got to do.
And you're right too. Owe has 0 sacks actually.
Oh, 0. I thought he had 1. Maybe he came close.
Yeah, he has 0 sacks. Jeez. Yeah, I'm looking at the stats right now. 0 sacks. Okay. Well, I guess you're right.
Now, I don't know if this safety is that good though.
Gilman, for the Chargers, he's serviceable. He's a solid safety. I'm not going to call. He's not like an all-pro safety.
Serviceable.
Yeah, he's solid. Like he's not. I think to your point, their secondary it's so hit that they need players. And you got CJ guard. I think CJ will probably start. To be honest with you, he says. Lonely Therapy says he was invisible out there, no fight whatsoever. I think he's talking about Owe.
Well, nobody really was having that much fight, but I do understand he was not much of a factor though.
Okay. We're about to close out this stream, but Big Magic said this CJ move will make Cal play in the box more, move CJ to strong and Starks at free. Ooh.
Agreed. I think they will move Kyle Hamilton back
into the box.
Back into the box because they haven't been getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So that will help.
They still got my guy from my other Nigerian buddy who's on the practice squad. Well, who's on the
Yeah. I'm surprised they wasn't Ojabo they traded.
Nobody probably wants my guy. It's unfortunate.
That's what I was gonna say. Unfortunately, they probably wouldn't have got much bite on that.
Yeah. I hope he does. Has he been active at all this season? He's always been inactive.
Ojabo, no, I feel like yes, most of the season he has been, but I believe he was active.
Okay.
He was activated this game in the Texans, and I don't know why I feel like he might have been activated the game before that. But he spent some time on the inactive list for sure.
All right, crew. Before we close the stream out, how can folks catch you on social media and catch your great content?
Well, you can catch me on social media at Carita Parks. You can also catch all of my Ravens content on Bowie TV Sports. That's at Bowie TV Sports. And then check out my media company, Double Take Sports, for all your other sports content.
Awesome. Hey, folks, I appreciate everybody for pulling up Big Magic Only Therapy. I appreciate it. Even the bunch of y'all I see y'all watching on X, appreciate y'all for pulling up. You all are like super dope. Again, man, hopefully Ravens got the Rams next. Hopefully the Ravens put up a good fight and hopefully get a W, to be real with you.
They need one.
Lonely Therapy. Yeah, thank you, Lonely Therapy. I will definitely check it out. Make sure you check her out. Make sure you follow her on X as well too. You know, follow Carita Parks on X. So yeah, so because she has great content, awesome content. All right, y'all. Appreciate
therapy. Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully the Ravens are not. Yeah.
It might not be.
All right. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for pulling up. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Stage for ages. You dig? Deuces. We are out. Peace.